and welcome to this edition of EMSNOW Up Close. I'm Eric Miscoll with EMSNOW, and it's my pleasure today to introduce and speak to Marc L'Hoste, who is the Vice President of America, or of the West part of America, for the ICAPE-Group. Marc, welcome. It's a pleasure to speak with you today. Why don't we begin by allowing you to introduce yourself for our audience?
Sure. Well, hello, Eric. The pleasure is all mine, actually, today. So let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Marc L'Hoste. I'm the current Vice President for the west side of the US. That includes as well our offices in Brazil and Mexico. I've been with ICAPE-Group now for about 12 years. I started in 2008. I was then actually living in China at that time. And I was hired as part of the procurement team for our CIPEM activities over there. And I've been doing that for, I believe, 2 or 3 years back then. And then I slowly moved my way from procurement to, supervising also our sales team over there in China. I became at some point director of CIPEM Hong Kong, our activities in China, Hong Kong, and Asia. And then back in 2016, the group was planning to create a new branch of CIPEM here in the US. And they asked me back then if I was interested to take that challenge. I did accept, moved my way here in the US. I currently living in Boston suburbs, where our CIPEM USA office is located in Melrose, Massachusetts.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And you've mentioned it a few times, and it's the CIPEM group, and that's what we want to talk about mostly today, is to kind of get an idea of what CIPEM is. And it's interesting what you already said, that it started in Asia, and now it's just expanded over here to the Western, to the United States, I mean. So why don't you start by telling us exactly what is CIPEM and what do they do?
Correct. So the group is still ICAPE, that's the name of our group, but CIPEM is one of the several companies of the group. It's actually the second largest company in the group. And the idea behind CIPEM was to be able to offer a larger variety or quantity of products than just printed circuit boards. ICAPE is, of course, very well known for printed circuit board. It's our major activity by far. But with CIPEM, we are able to touch either a different type of customers or, of course, our existing customers and providing them additional products. So we do have in CIPEM about 10 different commodities. Of course, we have within those 10 commodities, we have bestsellers. If we look at our bestsellers today, we are talking about cables and connectors, wire harnesses, all the power supply line of product, which includes coils, transformers, power supply adapters, batteries. We are doing also a lot of keypads, membrane switch keypads, silicone rubber keypads as well. A lot of remote controls, and then a lot of other different types of products, custom-made products. Of course, we're also a little bit involved with mechanical parts, with displays. So basically, every possible custom electromechanical parts that are usually associated to a printed circuit board.
Okay. So you do that, you will design and then source the manufacturing of that on behalf of clients. Is that how that works?
Yes, I would say mostly we follow our customer design. It's actually the same business model as what ICAPE is doing with printed circuit boards. Mm-hmm. Our customers will usually come to us with an established design. Could be, for example, a cable design. They've specified a specific cable gauge with a specific type of connector. And then what our engineering team is going to do is to do a design review to make sure, first of all, that this cable is actually manufacturable, that the design meets the capabilities of our several factories in Asia. So we'll do a design review with the customer usually. Once this part is done, we will then propose, we will basically prepare a quotation for customers. And same as with the printed circuit board activity, if our customer send us a PO, we will follow up for them, of course, all the technical discussions with the several factories in Asia, make sure that the quality of the product is up to our own and, of course, our customer standards. Follow up the logistic for customers, make sure that the products arrive in the US or in America. We can, of course, propose them as well VMI or CMI services in the US. We have our own warehouse in Indianapolis. So yeah, exactly the same activity as what ICAPE does, but with a more diverse type of products.
Okay. So are there any minimum order requirements on those for the CIPEM?
Yes, well, it depends on products, and what's actually associated to the product. So if we look at cables, I would say our MOQs are around 500 pieces usually. But of course, if you are looking for a very specific connector, we might have sometimes MOQs that will be coming from the connector manufacturer. If you're looking, for example, at Tyco, a Molex, a TI connector, there might be MOQs set up by either the distributor or the manufacturer. Now, of course, what we also try to do is also proposing alternatives to our customers, alternatives which could be coming from different manufacturers in Asia, which might be more price attractive or sometimes with better lead times.
Okay, interesting. And what about delivery times then? How does that vary? I'm assuming across the type of product order.
Yeah, it obviously depends on the product. I would say averagely we are looking at about 4 to 5 weeks for production these days, and then shipments from Asia to the US are about 1 week if we talk about air shipments, and if we move to sea shipments, we are probably looking at about 6 weeks right now.
Right. Yeah.
Of course, prior to delivering a mass production, we can of course do some samples as well. Samples, once again, depending on the product, would take anywhere from a week to 3 weeks, I would say, on average.
Okay, excellent. Now, you also, one of the strengths of the ICAPE Group is also you have your own in-house lab that supports your customers. So why is this important, and how does that benefit your customers?
Well, the lab is obviously extremely important for us. It's important for 2 reasons. Of course, for ourselves and for our own products. At our lab in Indianapolis, today we have close to $3 million invested in over 30 different type of equipments. We do everything from cross sections, tolerability tests, roughness, high pot, ionic contamination. The latest equipment we bought a couple of months ago was actually a 3D X-ray machine that can be used, for example, to X-ray BGAs, to make sure that all the different balls are well connected to the board. We also have a rework station that goes with this X-ray equipment. So we have a very well equipped laboratory today that is being used, of course, for our own product to make sure that what we deliver to our customers are actually up to their standard or up to the APC standard if we talk about circuit boards. But this lab also has a second function, which is for customers. They are also able, if they want, to send us their product, and we can test them for them. It doesn't have to come necessarily from the ICAPE Group. Customers can use our lab and our services to get fully tested board or assembled board, and we are going to deliver them a very complete test report telling them exactly what might be the issue on their board. That's an external service that we've been offering now to our customers for about the last 2 years, I would say.
Okay. So, and that's located in Indianapolis, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And so are all the boards then that are sourced for ICAPE, are they all, or is that spot tested, or is that depends on the customer's request?
So we have actually the same setup in Asia and in the US. So we have the exact same laboratory they are mirroring each other. So depending on our products or sometimes our customer requirements, boards will be tested either in China or at our Asian location, or in the US. And sometimes they might actually be tested twice, depending also on the customer requirements.
Oh, okay, I get you. And then you provide an approval report then, is that correct? That goes with the purchase then, or the? Okay.
That's correct. That's correct. So in average, factories, first of all, our partner factories in Asia will, of course, do a thorough inspection of the boards. So they will be first tested at the factory, and then once again at our own locations. So you have this kind of double inspection on all the boards we deliver to our customer.
Yeah. And ICAPE handles the auditing of the manufacturers over there as well then, right? So that, and if there's a new one being brought on board, that goes to ICAPE to go out to vet, to audit, and to make sure that they can produce. That's
correct. Audit is of course a very important part of our selection process when we select a new manufacturer in Asia. And I would say it's been probably even more important right now with of course the pandemic. COVID has unfortunately stopped all possible audits being performed by our customers in Asian countries. So we really have stepped up our game when it comes to audits. So of course, we always follow the same audit processes as we used to follow in the past. But in addition to that, we've created 2 new tools. One, it's called virtual audits. So it is videos that we've made, videos and pictures that we've made at our several partner factories that you can access from our website, that customers can access from our website, and they can, a little bit like when you go on Google Maps, you can scroll and point arrows in different directions, and that will show you the different equipments, the manufacturing equipment or test equipment of our partner factories. And then of course we have a second option, which is what we call virtual audit, where basically we send one of our engineer or qualitician to the factory. They have a nice little helmet with a webcam attached to it, and our customer can direct them and tell them, oh, I'd like you to turn right, turn left, show me this equipment, show me the manufacturing process, how the factory does this and that. So this is a really good tool that several of our customers have already used over the last 6 months, or 6 months to a year now. And yeah, it's been really, it's of course it's not as good as the standard audit that our customers used to do with us in Asia, but it's I would say the next best thing in the current conditions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's great to hear, this whole virtual, well, heck, we're doing interviews virtually, right, for the last year, because it's just what we've adapted to the realities of the situation. So, and I'm sure customers appreciate that. And actually, you mentioned the video series for the CIPEM piece. I actually went on your site before the interview and I was looking at going through that. There's a really good video on there that shows how the whole ordering process works. So so there's some good educational content on that site, I noticed. So
we're obviously trying more and more, to publish new content out there. Of course, we would love to be able to meet our customers every day. Things are getting better in that domain. I think people are more and more, coming back to offices, and we are having, let's say, better and better interactions with our customers, but still many companies are close to physical meetings. So we are trying to bring them, additional values, and we are trying basically to create videos and content that they can watch from the security of their laptop. We did last year. A lot of people watched these videos. It was the PCB journey, which was taking all our customers throughout the whole manufacturing process of a printed circuit board. This year, we started to do a similar journey in our US laboratory, where we are taking them through our different equipments, telling them exactly what each equipment is used for, what's the application, how it can be valuable to our own quality process, but as well to our customer who wish to test their own products. So yeah, we are trying to be as creative as we can and propose content this way.
Yeah. Hey, and tell me too, you're expanding your presence on the West Coast as well, right? So tell us about that.
Yes, that's correct. So our what we call the West Coast for our own activities in the US, it's two of our offices, one which is located in Austin, Texas, and the other one in Orange County, California. So for the Texan office, we just hired, that was actually 2 weeks ago, a new account manager who's very experienced. He's been in the industry, I would say probably for 30 to 40 years. So very experienced person, very well connected in Texas in the electronic industry. And his name is Rajiv. He's been with us now for 2 weeks. And in California, at our Orange County facility, we've just hired as well a new account manager named Matt Fraser. And Matt is also very experienced. He's been in the audio video industry for probably the last 20 years. He's going to take care of Southern California. So we are trying to step up our game in the west side of the country, and we are also looking at keep on growing our team over there. There is still a chunk of the country in the northwest, in Washington and Oregon states, that where we already have customers, but where we'd like to increase our efforts, and we are looking actually right now at potential candidates, reps or direct sales that would be interested in joining us and help us develop that side of the country.
Yeah, and that's interesting. Yeah, because that's an important piece of in electronics manufacturing. The Northwest up there has a lot of both EMS and OEM companies who must be customers. So,
of course.
Yeah, of course. So, well, good. Well, Marc, thank you. You've given a great overview of both CIPEM and also about the lab activities and within ICAPE and what you're doing there. I wish you nothing but continued success, and hopefully we can get an update in the next year to see how this is all panned out for you, and hopefully we're back to some degree of normal again, so that you can get out and have those customer meetings in person.
Yeah, we are very, 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 very excited about our future potential growth, not only on the west side of the country, but all the Americas, I would say. And thank you very much as well, Eric, for taking the time to meet with me today. It was a real pleasure.
Yeah, my pleasure indeed, sir, and I wish you success.
Thank you very much. I wish you the same.